I don't know. It's like in this video, I wanted to talk about like revenge. Revenge is for the Lord. You know, people, we all go through things in life. We all go through our own situations. We all go through things, and then it's like it's on you to figure out how you're gonna handle it. You know, I try to do things through the justice system. You know, you have to follow the chain of command, because if you don't follow the chain of command, the justice system is not going to listen to you because you didn't follow protocol. You didn't follow the chain of command. So, okay. So I have to, I did what I had to do. And then it's like when you're moving and you're doing things, you have to keep whatever you're doing. You're not supposed to be telling anyone what you're doing. You're just supposed to do what you gotta do, and you keep that shit to yourself, because everyone is a suspect. Everyone, like, you don't know who will mess up your documents, or will mess up whatever it is that you're trying to do. So you have to keep quiet. I did what I had to do. I filed my lawsuit, but it's like, you gotta just stay quiet about it. You can't just go around talking. It's like, whatever happens, it happens. All I know is I did everything that I had to do. I did everything I could do. I followed protocol. I followed the procedures. There's nothing else that I can do. The last thing for me to do was to just file a lawsuit, because there was nothing else I can do within the government system. If you're in the government and you're doing things within the government and you're following all of their policies and procedures, and you're doing everything by the book, but nobody's helping you, I had no choice but to just resign. But they're still playing. They're still messing with me. So I wanted to sue them. I wanted to sue them because I had every right to sue them. Like, if somebody's sitting there and they're just fucking with you and they're attacking you and they're just doing things to you, but this is, we're in the same place. So it's like, it's either you or me. So it's like, if you coming for me, I'm gonna come for you. We're in the same place. It's like, I'm not gonna let myself be defeated because you think a person can think that you're insignificant, or you don't have the mental capacity to handle a situation or to do things properly. I'm do what I have to do to defend myself and to stick up for myself, because if there's no one in the system that would help me, then you have to do things on your own. And then it's like, you can't be scared of people or the government or the way things are. Like, things are fucked up. Yeah, it's fucked up. But it's like, you still speak your piece. Like, you put yourself out there. And I put myself out there because I had to. I was forced to put myself out there. And then it's like, the sirens are going off. Hold on, New York City. Hold on. Hello. So then, what is it? So I learned from working within the government institution that you just can't tell anyone what you're doing. You just have to do it. Do what you gotta do. Don't tell nobody. But then the whole thing, no one did anything. No one did anything to rectify the situation. So the situation continued, and then it continued, and it continued on even after even after I resigned. So I'm like, why is this woman still attacking me? Like, what the hell is going on? I couldn't understand it. I don't understand it. I will never understand it, because you will never understand a person that plays in black magic. You will never understand their mind, because black magic messes with your mind. It plays with your mind. It makes you mentally unstable. That's what black magic does. It manipulates the mind. So it's like you can't trust them, you can't count on them, you can't talk to them, and you will never be able to understand their logic. Whatever. But I don't know. It's like I felt the need to do what I had to do legally. There's no way you can talk about the black magic, but you can talk about policies and procedures and protocol that are not being followed and that are being broken, because black magic is just so hard to talk about and so hard to prove, and then it makes people mentally unstable, so you never really know how to handle the situation. You just have to handle it professionally. You have to do it the right way. You have to follow policy, procedures, protocol, because they're always gonna flip it and make it look like you don't know what you're talking about, or you don't know this and you don't know that. They're always gonna make it look that way when you you're doing everything the right way. And it's just black magic is always in the middle of things, and then they try to hide things, but then they'll do things wrong, and that's how you catch them, is when they sit there and they start fucking up on their own. And it's like, it's not the no, it's you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And that's why I have to bring it out, and that's why I call it out, because they're not doing what they're supposed to. Magic, you can never explain the magic. You can never prove the magic. You can just say this and say that, and then they'll call you crazy because there's no proof. There's no proof of it. But the policies, procedures, and protocols that are not being done properly, that's how you can call a person out on their things. You can never call a person out on anything spiritual, because how are you going to prove it? How are you going to prove it? There's no way to prove it. So it's like you got to state the facts. What's the facts? Because when you talk about spiritual things, you just sound crazy. You sound crazy to everyone else, and you make yourself look a kind of way. You don't want to look that way. So you have to find a way to get your point across to people, so that they can understand where you're coming from. They understand what the problem is. They will understand it because you have the proof. You have that documentation. You followed the protocol, procedures, policies. You did that. And and then everything else is just it's gonna come together. It's gonna come together because you did things the right way. I don't know. I was just thinking about that, thinking about policy, protocols, and it's like vengeance. It's like, I can be angry, I can be upset about it, but I just give it to God. I'm like, you know what? God is gonna handle this, but I'm gonna still do what I have to do, follow policy, procedures, and protocol. But I give it to God, because there's more than policies and procedures and protocols. It's more than that, but I can't prove it, so I give it to God. Like, just handle it, please. Like, handle it, take care of it. I trust you, and I just believe in God, and I pray that things will be all right. Things will be justified for me. I do my return to senders because things are spiritual. You can't explain it. You'll never understand people's crazy. You will never understand it. But you have to take care of yourself. You have to protect yourself. Even if you can't prove it, you still have to protect yourself, because even when you talk about it, you're gonna sound like you're gonna sound crazy, because you're calling them out on what they're doing, and no one is gonna believe you because it's magic, and you can't prove magic. You just gotta do what you gotta do and keep it pushing. Just do what you gotta do. You don't gotta talk about it. You don't gotta say shit. Like, just give it to God. Keep it pushing forward and do it. Just protect yourself in this world. because everybody's playing in this magic, and all we can do is just protect ourselves, love ourselves, and keep pushing forward. It's like, don't be defeated. Don't let this magic have you all fucked up, all mentally unstable. Like, don't be damaged by the magic. Like, you just keep pushing forward. If one way doesn't work, then you find another way. You know, you just have to keep pushing forward and don't be defeated. You know, God is real, and you can just give things to God and it will be okay. It will be justified, and everything will, it's gonna be all right. It's just gonna take time. It's gonna take time. You have to have patience, but things will be all right. Always lead with love. Bye.